What's going on, guys? It's Dealer here back again with the RDX crew as we've, really got a lot to talk about today, as you can tell by the title. The Nioh, obviously, writing a hit piece on one of the best games in the last several years for Microsoft. You've also got a ton of other stuff to talk about, but of course, for those that weren't here last week, well, you didn't miss anything because we didn't have a show. I had a triple bypass vasectomy, and I wasn't able to make it. So, of course, we're back this week and give us a little bit of time to warm back up, get back in the swing of things. I want to introduce everybody. We'll start with Luca. What have you been up to for the past 2 weeks?
Hey man, I've been good. Just, I've been on that Destiny life, but I've missed the show and I'm really excited to talk about these topics tonight.
All day. What are you doing to, bro?
Not much, man. That Forza live. Nah, man. Playing a lot of Forza, playing Cuphead. Just enjoying these games, man.
Man, it's as I take a big swig of Red Bull, it's interesting getting back in the swing of things, man. Southbound, man. You haven't been here last week because none of us were. How you been, bro?
I've been good. How about you? How's the healing going? I know downstairs, nice and swollen and tender, but you got to take it easy. Don't play with it too much, brother.
I'm trying not to, man. The scabs and bumps and shit. Anyway, Colt, how you been, bro? What have you been up to?
Oh my gosh, I've been good. Been on Xbox talking to Dealer while he plays Forza 7 early, but finally got my hands on the game last night and played till I was ready to pass out and get my butt kicked in Cuphead, but having a good time doing it.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about in regards to all of that stuff. A bunch of good stuff. Fonz, what are you into, bro?
Hey man, it's that. No, I'm not going to say it. It's not that Destiny life. Okay, it is, but it isn't. Okay, it's that laid off life. I'm not working right now. The past couple of weeks, and it sucks, man. I want to get back to work so bad.
Huh. Well, I don't know, man. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure our audience does as well. So to everyone already here, you guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up early. You're the cream of the crop. Hit that like button if you could. We appreciate it. Tons of great topics. We're going to start with Nioh, of course. Many of you guys know
Nioh or Nioh?
Keanu Reeves.
It's Nioh.
Nioh. Keanu Reeves, the game, is coming to PC. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember, but Nioh was a Nioh was a great.
Come on,
you guys think the one Nioh.
We are the night.
Come on, it's Nioh.
He's the one. So that's coming to PC, and of course, I got to point it out just because I point out a lot of hypocrisy. I guess it's not a PS4 exclusive anymore, then, huh?
It's not.
So, what do you guys think about this?
Well, I think that's great. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Nioh. I didn't finish it. I got tired of fighting this fucking boss, and I'm like, I don't know, like I'm a huge Souls.
Really angry when you said that.
Yeah, no, that's like that fucking boss, son of a bitch.
See, the thing of it is that like I'm a huge Souls fan. I've played all of the Dark Souls games, and I played Bloodborne. So the fact that I wasn't able to like beat this boss irritates me. But it going to PC, maybe it's going to go to Xbox next, and if it is, I'm going to pick it up there again.
Why still ain't gonna be able to beat the boss?
Listen, you can eat a dick, but yeah, okay, let's continue on.
I prefer chewing, not eating. Okay.
All right. Well, shout out to 100 people already joining us live. As you just missed, Nioh coming to PC. Who gives a fuck? So, any other opinions?
So rude.
All day. Are you playing this on PC, bro?
Nah, man. I got
man, all day can't even play Bloodborne. You can't even beat the first boss in that. So why would you even ask him?
Two bosses in Nioh, okay? So it's a good game. It's solid. If it comes to Xbox, people will rejoice and get it. I mean, there's nothing like it on this console right now. So if we do get it eventually, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's nothing like it on Xbox. That's a good point.
Options are good. Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. So, of course, if you're looking for that game, if you got a PC, be sure and pick it up. Kind of like Hellblade. A lot of people forget that was on PC as well. Pretty demanding title from what I'm told. I want to talk about the Nioh, and I want to talk about this early on so we can kind of just get this fucking bullshit out of the way. Basically, the Nioh wrote a hit piece on Forza Motorsport 7 and started a bunch of bullshit. Anybody want to go in on this? Colt, do you want to go in on this first?
Yeah, they didn't just write a hit piece. They also, the two of them stood there and did a smug video with them.
You're kidding. No actually, sounded cocky and laughed about shit. What?
Oh my gosh!
I'm surprised. Let me scoff real quick.
I spent half the day trying to figure out how to get my hands through my phone screen so I could smack one of them around. Gosh. Oh my god!
Pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there was a comment in there where they had changed something on the website, the description of the VIP pass, which dealer will get to in a second. And they were showing footage at the time, so you couldn't see the two faces of the guy and the girl. And the girl goes, made some scoff laugh. I'm like, oh man, give me a break. So what happened?
Turn it into a witch.
So
basically, guys, they took a few comments on the forums and just made a fucking video. You know how the no is. Anything negative about Microsoft, the no will jump on it. And put simply, they needed a topic. Same with Jim Sterling. These fuckfaces didn't even play the game, most likely, right? For one, you can't have any microtransactions in the game right now. There are none. There's no microtransactions in Forza 7. There were videos about microtransactions in Forza 7, a game that does not have any. You might as well make a video on Cuphead saying, well, it's possible for them to bring microtransactions over. That's kind of like the same thing. Now, the loot boxes of Forza are kind of set up. So, yeah, probably you're going to be able to buy these at some point with microtransactions. But why focus so much on that instead of the positivity of the game, instead of the fact that if you just simply play the game, double credits, no credits, you're going to be able to find money. I've found tons of money in this game just by playing the single player, right? And I've got a lot of time in this game. I'm already car collector 8, tier 8. So, yeah, Forza nerd. So the more you play this game, the more you're going to get paid. If you actually put your time in, you're going to get, just like any game, you're going to level up, you're going to earn credits. And I found Forza 7 to be really actually pretty good with that. They were overly generous in Forza 6, I think, because they got hammered in Forza 5 for being really restrictive, and Forza 7 finds a balance there. If you use the mod crates, you can actually double your money. I've already made almost $1 million off the mods themselves just by buying a pack or two. They are expensive, but if you use them and you can only buy these with in-game credits, then you're going to make your money back and then some. Look at it as an investment depending on how much you're willing to try harder or whatever. Race Cockpit sometimes they'll force you into that kind of stuff. So instead of saying some positive stuff, instead of saying it's the best racing game of the generation in terms of simulation, physics, and handling, they go on and make a video about fucking VIP Ultimate Edition Pass, which is the second part of this. Not only do they focus on the fact that, well, there could be microtransactions, which right now there isn't, so there's really no point in talking about until there are. I would understand if there were, but there aren't right now.
Can I just stop you real quick? Doesn't, most games these days have this option now? I mean,
they do, and that's what makes all this even more stupid. This is why we want to hammer this home, because this is really dumb. And I've actually gotten messages from people saying, I just got a refund for Forza Ultimate Edition, these shady business practices. People don't even watch their video and just see Forza 7 ripoff. What? So that's what I'm saying. It is dumb. It's incredibly stupid. And the second part of this was the Ultimate Edition for Forza 7. Cost $100, okay? Now, what you get for this, apparently in the past, you used to get double credits or whatever when you leveled up or whatever, and that was permanent. In Forza 7, it only lasts for 25 levels or 25 races or whatever. And I didn't even notice any of that, right? I'm just playing the game. I'm not really paying attention to any of that because I'm just enjoying the game. I got plenty of money already. I don't notice it. But the thing is, though, I bought the Ultimate Edition to get the game 4 days early, as well as the first 6 car packs, plus all the VIP stuff or whatever. So that's what people need to remember. The Ultimate Edition gives you $100 or more worth of content if you're going to buy the DLC anyway. It's kind of like a Season Pass bundle, except for the Season Pass in Forza is just cars. You know, you might like cars. You might not want the cars. You might want the cars. But if you're a hardcore fan, as a reward, buy the Ultimate Edition, get those, and then get the game early. And they tried to spin that and say the Ultimate Edition was a ripoff because you didn't get double credits forever or some bullshit. And it's so annoying because the game is quality. Anybody in here played the game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I played it at the launch event. I haven't played it. It barely unlocked for me last night, but I was already in bed, so all I heard was the bleep, it's ready. So
and then your eyelid said, I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly. The back of my eyelids was like, oh, cool.
But the Nioh is trying to do like a public service announcement just to save everyone's souls from this. It's not even pay to win, is it?
They were trying.
I mean, it can't be pay to win because there's no fucking microtransactions.
Well, like the microtransactions don't even exist yet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're not even in there yet.
Actually, they called it pay to earn or something like that. It was really weird. But anyway,
but you can't pay for anything. That's the thing.
That cellar dweller and Geordie LaForge's daughter sitting up there being so smug about it. It was to me. It was like the bottom line is this. You know, Microsoft has two really big games going for themselves right now exclusively, and we can't have that in the media, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to, guys. You can't have two games out at the same time that's really good for Microsoft. So let's bash
I'm going to take this minute. I told Dealer I'd want to throw this into the podcast, but if you guys have noticed, the past month it has been really positive for Xbox in the media. There hasn't been any dirt throwing articles. Like that stuff's all been buried. You know, just not even a month ago, I could search for Xbox One X in Google. What is that noise?
Somebody's doing their taxes.
Yeah. If I carry the one, oh goody.
Oh, shit, I owe a lot of money.
If you
no write-offs for you, buddy.
If you search Google on Xbox One X, you'd find all these Forbes articles and Gaming Bolt, Game Radar, and all these people bashing the Xbox, saying why should you buy it and why does this thing even exist? All that is gone. Like the new trend has moved toward the Xbox One X is close. The media is smartened up and said there's too much positive news out here. There's too much proof that all this stuff that we were bashing on all spring and summer long, that was wrong. So I feel like it looks like that they're just covering their ground. When this comes out and it's going to get a lot more praise, we don't want to be the ones who were bashing on and on and on about how this thing was bad. Have you guys noticed this?
Yeah. And I said this before, and all day can kind of vouch for me. I said the second these motherfuckers play this thing, they're going to shut the fuck up.
And do you really think that those two have even played the fucking game? By the way they're talking, they had no clue of what they
they never played a Forza in their lives. They couldn't hit an Apex if their life depended on it. So
they were showing stock footage the whole time while they're.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to Indy and our patron supporters and Letha Papa and Black Tiger. Woo! You guys are awesome. Hey, just so you guys know, we did do the RDX question of the day. We've got a few in there already. Please go to Twitter at @dealer_gaming and submit your question for the show because we've definitely got some time to do some of these questions. So just letting you guys know, please submit your questions. We'd like to get to more of them. We'd like to kind of get better at that. So, yeah, Colt, we definitely noticed what you're talking about, man. Good stuff coming. About a month away, huh?
Yep, a month and a couple days.
Woo!
Not counting.
You know what gets me the most about a lot of these, news outlets or whatever the hell you want to call them, is half of these people get these games for free, and then they want to complain about them. It's like, why are you gonna slap a gift horse in the mouth?
And they don't, and because they got them for free, they're a little less. They're a little less obligated to play them through and beat them because they didn't invest.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you got a free copy of the $100 version, and you're complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
Half the people on the Nioh just don't seem like.
But half of those people are not even interested in the game anyway.
No.
So they just have to report on it because they're part of the the media. So
isn't that like so unfortunate though? It's not even real journalism. They just take whatever people are saying and just roll with it. They don't even look into it themselves. Like, I don't know. This is why I don't trust big media outlets because they don't actually play the game. They're not real fucking gamers. And I would rather go to people in the community and see what they actually have to say. Real
I don't
fans
even
of
know
the game.
what the fuck the Nioh are. I wouldn't,
it just seems like they read NeoGAF and then just write an article based off the what other people say.
They're from Rooster Teeth, so that gives you an idea. They're from a gigantic conglomerate YouTube channel, and Luca is damn right what she just said. It's exactly these entitled, super privileged big media outlets that are so huge. They get a couple of funky looking faces up there, a couple pretty faces to do their reporting, and they're not playing the games. We go to channels. There's channels that we like because we know those people are playing the games. They're digging in. They're putting in the work to see what the game is, and they're giving us their opinion. And that there's a reason why Dealer doesn't know what the heck the Nioh is because he doesn't subscribe to their garbage.
Well, I mean, it's just I always see that guy on the right that looks like I don't know what it just looks like he crawled out of the sewer after a week. And I'm just waiting to the cops kick the door in and just bust this guy during a video.
He looks like a human rat, bro.
Ratatouille.
You're a little low all day. You got that mic across the room.
Oh yeah.
So
and it's just like because they're
I'm hanging
like,
upside down like a bat.
Yeah.
Because they're from big corporations like this, they can just say whatever bullshit and no one catches them or checks them on it. It's just like, oh, okay, we'll take them for fact when it's clear that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fuck faces. And I wanted to say thanks to almost 300 watching this live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to 400 before the show ends. We got a short show, and you guys.
Does that sound better now?
Yeah, you do. Oh, so we appreciate the support, guys. Hit that like button. Thanks. Forza 7. Really, I mean, we would be idiots not to kind of give you our quick impressions. It's the first exclusive to release for quite a while. Forza 7's absolutely phenomenal. A few odd design decisions. If you haven't seen my Forza 7 early review video, please check it out after the stream. It's my last video, and I'll give you more details on the physics and stuff there. But really good game. As I said on Twitter, 9.5 out of 10 for me, and I'm just a hardcore Forza guy. I really loved it, the franchise. And that's my quick take. Anybody else here played it? Want to give theirs? So we move on.
Yeah, I give it about a 9. You know what I mean? Out of 10. It's good. Love it.
Oh yeah. And all days are casual. So there you go.
I've only done.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I've only done about 10 races or so. And this may seem like a little dinky thing, but I like that they have that announcer guy who's kind of talking you through your career mode. I feel like in 7, you like had the girl going, "Welcome to Le Mans," and then that was it. Like it wasn't like pushing you through the narrative. Like this guy's talking to you.
You want to take a nap, motherfucker? No, I want to race. Yeah, the atmosphere is much better in this game.
Yeah, it's just really cool. I mean, I got a lot to check out on it, but
yeah, if you're on the fence, there is no fence. Just come on over, try it out. If you don't like it, refund it in the first 2 hours of your gameplay.
It's Forza, for Christ's sake. It doesn't get any better than that.
Southie.
I give it a 5 because I can't afford it, and I'm just looking at it through other people's gameplay. So
better than some of the just complete idiot fanboy reviews on Metacritic. A 0 out of 10. Forza's never been a sim. Watch them play, and they're drifting around. It's like it's throttle control, buddy. You don't understand that because you're used to Need for Speed, but it is what it is, man.
And they're playing, with the standard, where you have to actually shift instead of just playing with the automatic.
Yeah. It'll probably be the best racer this year.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I actually think, and honestly, I can honestly tell you guys right now that Forza, hands down, literally is the best racing sim ever made.
D, did you run it on your Vega 64 card?
Rising uppercut.
Okay, Cuphead. We got to talk about Cuphead real quick as well. That's the other big game that released. The people are really enjoying it. Incredibly hard. Rand was raging in a party with me trying to beat the final boss. What do you guys think about Cuphead? I bought it. Haven't booted it up yet. I've been stuck in Forza land. Anybody here gotten pretty far?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm in the second world. I'm not that far or anything. It's not a huge game by any means, but it's for $20, it's a fantastic game, and probably, like, for me, okay, don't fucking commit me with pitchforks, guys, in the chat. I think personally that it's the best game this gen for Xbox. They're exclusives anyway. For me, it is. And I've had people
all opinion,
better than Ori.
Nobody can get mad at you for that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. A lot of people have gotten mad at me for saying it. And it's an opinion. But the thing is,
your opinion.
It's a really fun game. Yes, it's frustrating as hell at some points, but you just got to back off, go away, sit down, have a drink or two, come back later and beat the shit out of it.
You know what's funny? That's what everybody says. Like, if you get stuck on a certain boss or a certain part, put the controller down, go, like you said, go have a drink or go get yourself a latte, whatever, relax, come back to it, and, chances are you'll be able to pass that part.
Fuzzy Belvedere says he already broke one of his controllers.
Oh man.
Oh, shit.
He fucking slammed that shit on the ground as hard as he could.
Microsoft becoming the king of platformers, man? We have Ori, now we got Cuphead. And
here's the thing, and it's funny you say that because Ori was my top dog for Xbox this gen. Now it's Cuphead. So Ori second. place for that. So
I mean, hey, that's you know, options are good, and people like what they like, man. Both good games, and you got both of them.
Yeah,
so.
because you really don't see a lot of AAA platformers anymore.
No,
very rare.
Not on these consoles, like
not
on
on
an
these
Xbox.
consoles, no. You might see a couple of indie games, but it's about
I got to give a big shout out to Rand for acing that game. He's got
oh my gosh,
all the bosses. How in the fuck?
Hey,
I don't know, I heard
Rand's
somebody,
a hell of a gamer, that's why.
Yeah, Rand is
He's
hardcore.
on another level.
I heard somebody
he put a
playing
cheat
it on
code in.
easy. Somebody's playing on easy. They said this game isn't that hard.
You can't really play it. You can fight some of the bosses on simple mode, but even those, some are really tough. I just beat Gears 4 like a week ago, and I finished that final boss, and I was like, yes. But when I beat one of the bosses in Cuphead, I was like, yes! Oh my God, yes!
yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's really a really cool feeling. It's so frustrating, but like I haven't like cheered for a video game like that in a long time. It's just a little $20 game.
Go play Dark Souls then. You'll do a fucking black flip with no draws on.
Dude, and people think that this is something new. Go and play Mega Man again. You know how
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Ninja Gaiden was really tough back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
Retro games are tough, and this just brings me back to those days. And this is how games used to be, guys. All you young whippersnappers.
It's honest.
You young little bastards don't know what a hard game is.
We had to game uphill both ways.
Yeah, well, ultimately the games have gotten better and better as time's gone on. So I think Cuphead's a good mash of the old style. Basically, their goal was, hey, what if they had video games back in the 1930s, and they created what they thought might be a video game from the 1930s, and you know, I think it's very interesting. Good to see where the studio or the team goes from here, and congratulations on their success. The game was even #1 on Amazon at one point. That's pretty crazy. So awesome. Speaking of awesome, Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer. Holy shit. That game is going to be absolutely insane. I feel like people are not hyped enough for this game. It's actually finished, guys. That's the thing. It's a real game.
But I think the reason why a lot of people aren't hyped for it, like myself, is because we were kind of duped by the first game. Okay,
Oh, of course, yeah.
Not just the single player aspect, but also because it just wasn't very fun multiplayer wise.
Come on! I mean, people had tons of fun with it.
No. In my opinion,
Honestly, I got tired of it really quick.
Exactly. It was short lived, and the guns didn't really have any weight to them. It just didn't feel as fun as other shooters. So
You know,
Yeah, the of it was there just wasn't enough content in that game.
It still looked pretty and everything, and it was nice to play as Darth Vader and all that. But I mean, maybe about 10 rounds, and I was like, all right, next game.
You know what? I mean, even though the game was kind of lacking in content, of course, but I think it really did feel immersive, like I was in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? The sound, the presentation, it felt legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they even admitted they rushed it for the movie. But this one, they've got 3 studios working. If you watch This is Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer, you understand that this is everything and more times 3 that the first game was. And things seemed a little more thought out. The squad system's back and all that stuff. So,
hey, Dealer, did you notice in that trailer how they showed you the fuck up meter at the bottom? Where they said, like, it had a meter where it says Star Wars Battlefront 1 and then 2. And had a meter for each content level.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, this is how badly we fucked you the first game. Look at the second one.
Right.
And they did. But I feel like the gameplay and how the everyone moved in that game was pretty good. It needed a little more refining, but it was a big fucking ripoff when it came to what they charge you in the season pass. Don't get me wrong. But the second game has so much potential. That's what got me excited. They've got a lot of stuff in there that, and you know it's going to look phenomenal in the X, right? You're looking at 1440p minimum, so almost double 1080p minimum plus better settings. It's going to absolutely blow people away.
I saw Jack Frags was showing some video footage of the game a couple hours ago on YouTube, and he was playing on PC, but there was particle effects up the yin-yang, and I don't know if that stuff's coming to the consoles, if that level of like particles is flying all over the place.
I played the first one on PC as well, and that there were a little bit more sparks and shit when you shot like the rocks and stuff on PC, but I feel like the effects level in terms of the particles was pretty similar on the first game with the consoles. You know it's going to be even better with the X out there.
So maybe they ramped up some of the effects in the second one as they've kind of refined it.
But like the leaves and stuff flying around the city and stuff.
Yeah, just watching that footage and watching that This Is Battlefront 2 thing, it's like, oh my gosh, it's got so much to offer. And
hey, I hate to break in here, but this is breaking news, guys. Michael Pachter has just said none of that's going to fucking matter. Okay, it's not going to sell well.
No one's going to.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many whiskeys he's had before he said that.
Hey, tell him to put on some fucking shoes in this video. God damn.
Crusty ass feet hanging out.
All day can smell them from here.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about something that a lot of people in the chat are excited for. One, if you're looking forward to this game. Two, if you don't give a damn. Red Dead 2. Absolutely astonishing trailer. Fonzarelli, I know you know.
Oh, my God.
Just go in on it.
Red Dead Redemption, my favorite game of all time, guys. My favorite fucking game of all time. Red Dead 2, the trailer is a lot like the original.
Put your dick away.
Red Dead Redemption. You watch them both back to back, it's amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of little cues within this trailer that I've picked up on, other people have picked up on. Me and Colt has been going back and forth with this shit because we're both very excited for it, guys. If things are going to turn out the way I think they're going to turn out, it's going to be an amazing game. I cannot wait for Red Dead.
Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate?
Yeah. I'd like to get Fawn started first.
Well, so what? Okay, so there's things said in the game, in the trailer, that lead me to believe that the original protagonist, John Marston, may be playable at the end of Red Dead 2. And if that happens, guys, phenomenal. It
would be tribute.
My prediction is that the game may start with John Marston narrating and telling the story, and that game may take place in flashbacks from the point of view of this Morgan character and maybe somebody else, maybe the girl, and maybe a little bit of John Marston. At least Vaughn's and I are in agreement that we'll probably be able to play as John Marston at the last part of the game, right?
Yeah.
He was so great as protagonist. Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, because there's a part in this trailer where this character, Morgan, he says, when the time comes, you got to run and don't look back. Who's he talking to? I think he's talking to John Marston.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be pretty cool because the voice actor that did John Marston's voice totally dropped off of social media the week before that big red and orange tweet that Rockstar sent out. Remember, it's just a sunset picture that said something was coming, right? And yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember? And I forget what outlet did an interview with him, but it was about maybe a year or two ago. Was it Polygon?
Yeah.
And they said like he lives like Illinois and he's just living this like simple life now, and he's so happy to be away from Hollywood and out of the scene.
Yep.
But it seemed like right about the time they were doing work on Red Dead Redemption 2. So I mean, could it be a coincidence that he was coming back towards this way to do some voice acting? Or
I'm almost fully convinced that at the last summer that he got, or what was it, a year ago? Yeah, last summer, that he got hired by Rockstar and he's over at their studio recording all the Marston stuff. He hasn't said a word.
Convinced that people are excited for the game. It looks good. Looks like
Red Dead Redemption was probably like Fawn said, it's one of my top 5 of all time.
Well, you got to look at the grand scope of that game. It was huge. It was the world was it was just huge. And in this one, you see all of that, scale. It's a very big game. In the trailer, you see all this stuff, and people were saying, well, that's got to be CGI. Well, that's not the way Rockstar rolls. That's not CGI, guys. That's all in-game graphics. That is what you're going to get, and that to me, it's crazy. It's mind-blowingly beautiful.
What do you think, Luca?
Yeah, it looks really good. I never played the first Red Dead Redemption, so
my God, what?
Yeah, no,
I gotta hop on
Rod alert!
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it looks really interesting. When do you guys think it's going to come out? Like, actually come out? I know Rockstar pushes their games back often.
Red Dead 1 came out in May. It was supposed to come out in April, and they pushed it for a final polish in May. But
I'd say March. Because it was supposed to come out in September this year, right? So
yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble. I think it's not going to be till summer, late summer. I think they're going to push it back again.
Well, yeah, Rockstar never releases until it's totally ready. So
well, we know it's coming.
Matter.
That's really what people care about. It's closer than what a lot of people thought it would be. And if you play the first one, you probably kind of understand about what the experience you're going to get with the second one. Andrew House leaves Sony. This is the little leprechaun that was up on stage when he unveiled. He was holding the PS4 Pro. He was the first guy to really unveil it and tell the world about it. Who is he? The CEO of the Sony of the Americas? Maybe I could be wrong, Cole.
We have a couple people in the chat who probably know more about Sony than we do.
Andrew House. So yeah, he leaves Sony, and of course they're bringing in another guy. Rand tells me that he's more focused on the online portion of things. Apparently he's really online focused with his previous job. So yeah, I guess he's gonna bring that skill set to Sony.
Andrew House was a big blow though. I mean, he was pretty big at Sony, so
yeah, I don't know exactly.
I'm sure they'll miss him.
I don't have time to look into this, but I don't know exactly what his role was or what exactly he did. I know he was a big role, like I don't know, somebody. I expected somebody in here to know. Apparently not.
Yeah, you talk about Sony, and I'm just like,
Luca, do you know? No, you don't know.
No, I don't pay attention.
Never even played Red Dead
Sony
Redemption.
like that.
You can't ask her. Come on.
What a fraud.
Nice.
He's
we gotta give
Come on, hey, you talk about Red Dead Redemption, and all I could think about is the feels I got when you crossed over to New Mexico and that song played. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
That was the one time in gaming where I just kind of sat my controller on my lap.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
And then while that song was playing, I just slowly walked my horse up the trail, like listening to that whole song. Like it came out of nowhere.
Wasn't it beautiful?
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, we may not know much about the leprechaun Andrew House, but he did leave and apparently bringing in someone different. We're getting the fuck off Red Dead Redemption 2. We got other shit to talk about.
And then another thing about Red Dead.
Xbox game gifting available now in select preview tiers. Apparently, you're able to gift your friends games. We covered this a few times.
Give Luca Red Dead Redemption.
There you go. There you go. So remember, this goes both ways. So some of you might not want to give games, but hey, do you want to get games? Probably. So I think it's pretty cool.
Mooch, where you at? Moochie.
Yeah, Mooch.
Hashtag.
Where you at? Anybody got any opinions on game gifting? Anyone excited?
It's about time. I know they've been planning for it for a while, so it's good. I'm glad they're finally bringing it to it. It's one feature that has been sorely and sadly missed from the gate. So thank God they're bringing it.
Yeah, this feature and along with getting some type of shopping cart system would be great.
Oh, like a wish list. I heard that was coming too.
Yeah, didn't Phil mention that in a tweet here about a week ago?
Yeah, they mentioned it at was it PAX?
He's like, guys, I've been on Amazon a lot lately, and I like this fucking cart thing. We might add this.
Well,
it's only been there since 1998, but yeah.
Well, ever since Xbox did the thing where you can pre-order a game and it don't charge you until like a week before it comes out, I think that's been really helpful. Like even for me, because there's all the games you want to get, and I mean, there's a lot of times where I don't get paid till Friday, but I want this, I want this game now, and you want to pre-order it, but you can't. And you definitely, I don't like going to GameStop to pre-order games because then, but you want to pre-order this? You want to pre-order that? No, fucker, I just want to pre-order this.
I'll let you sniff my hand if you want to pre-order. Yeah, they try to shove that stuff down your throat, and even better when you do pre-order and it's getting close to that time. Like Shadow War is already installed on my console. Doesn't even come out for like another week.
Matter of fact, they just charged my bank like yesterday for that. So.
Anyone else got any opinions? Other opinions on this game gifting?
Yes, Microsoft should offer a 10% discount on digital sales and just totally take the whole market by storm. I think that would be awesome. I don't know if 10 sounds too generous, but some kind of discount because they get like the large part of the portion of the profit for that, and you can't get rid of the game. It's yours forever. You can't trade it in. You can't loan it out. So I think it'd be a really good incentive to get people to go digital.
So I know instead of like $60, they should pay $54.
Yeah, I mean that'd be awesome.
Well, personally, I don't think that it's that big of a deal because when I buy digital, I don't pay taxes on it. So, like going to GameStop where I'm like paying like $5 or $6 extra for a game in taxes, I don't pay that when I buy digital. So to me, there's that savings right there.
Oh, okay.
Well, you do pay less, but ultimately they don't have to pay to have the disc printed or the case or the cover art or have it driven somewhere. You know, they save a lot of money by selling you digital codes and never run out of. It costs them no money to let you buy that. So, I mean, maybe they consider it. That's how PC used to be, but I'm noticing lately, unless you're going to G2A or somewhere else, they don't. You're buying those codes from someone else. You're not even buying it from the publisher. Most of
the funny thing is,
and they're still, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like Steam. Most new games are $60 on Steam these days.
Yeah,
the only way you can get them cheaper is by buying them from someone else on G2A who's not the publisher. The developers don't get that money.
You know, a little inside baseball, codes cost more than actual discs. You know that?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you try,
and it's funny. You would think it'd be backwards. That codes, yeah, you can just print as many as you want. But no, codes actually cost more than discs
for console games, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like $65 for Halo 5 or something like that. Yeah, or
we got to move on. We got some time here, but first I want to say thanks to almost 400 watching live. Let's try to get up to 400 likes, guys. We appreciate it.
Hit that like button.
Awesome. Hit that like button. It's real easy and it helps out. So I want to talk about all day's favorite.
I hope that wasn't me.
Yeah, it was.
Just an echo.
I want to talk about all day's favorite game, World of Tanks, coming to Xbox One in true 4K. Keep in mind, it's only console to render it in native 4K. It also is getting 4K assets. That's been confirmed by Wargaming. Only console to do so because, of course, the extra RAM, some stuff I've been touting for over a year. Anybody else taking a second look at World of Tanks because of this?
Not at all.
Negatory.
All right, in the chat, anybody in the chat gonna check out World of Tanks in 4K with 4K assets?
Did you do your fingers did you do jazz hands with that?
That's isn't that kind of like polishing a turd?
Tanks has its fans.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Come on, I wouldn't call it a turd, but it's just come on.
It's not your type of game. It's not your type of game, but I know somebody who spent like $500 in just buying tanks and stuff. It's nuts. These free-to-play games really, I mean, people end up spending way more than $60 a lot.
$500, you could buy a real tank.
What kind of tank? You're fucking buying an Ethiopian tank or something. We're talking about that.
What, a piss tank?
Does it play like Combat on the Atari 2600?
Oh, right, yeah.
I have no clue. But what I do have a clue about is Groove Music is going to be no more at the end of this year. They're done. If you guys heard about it, yes, Microsoft's very own Groove Music is shutting down December 2017.
I'm kind of happy about this.
Anybody know about this? I know you said that they were going to partner up with a different company, right?
Well, they're partnering up with Spotify. So I guess all your playlists and all your downloaded music or whatever is going to transfer over to the Spotify platform. I mean, which is a good thing. I mean, they shouldn't. Microsoft's always trying to do their own thing, and their own thing kind of doesn't pan out the way they want.
The Zune.
So yeah, Zune. And
hey, I love my Zune, man. It still breaks my heart.
I still sleep with it every night.
I still got it though.
Scared to pull it
hey, South, how's your Windows phone?
You know what? Unfortunately, I ditched that actually pretty early on.
Yeah, that shit didn't even have Instagram for a while.
So did all the
it sound like all days inside a Pringles can right now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. He's always eating and shit. If he's not eating food, he's ordering food.
This is like the meanest podcast I've ever been on.
Oh shit. So Groove Music going out. Hey, what's going on? D-Bash tried giving me codes for like 3 years worth of Groove Music like a couple months ago. Motherfucker, he knew this shit was going under. He's trying to
know. That makes me think about it now. Like he gave me, I had 3 years worth of Groove Music, and now it's gone in 2 months. Like what the fuck?
I did the same thing. He goes,
I had a good deal. I told you that already.
That was like giving you a round trip ticket on a Zeppelin and shit.
He did. He messaged me and he's like, Colt, you got to put this code in over and over, and I've already racked up 4 years of Groove Music, and then the next day they go out of business. They're like, I don't know what happened, but our bottom line dropped out. Somebody put in like enough codes to totally put us in the black.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think Microsoft are always really eager to start their own thing, to monetize their own platform. That's why they started Mixer. They make money off Mixer after that initial investment. Same thing with Groove.
Mixer's good though.
I think with Groove though, they could have been more aggressive. They could have been more aggressive with Groove though, and cut that price in half. And hey, for $5 a month, subscribe. Like if you're not making much, it doesn't hurt to take risks like that. Luca, did you ever listen to Groove or anything like that?
No.
It was built. It was built into Forza Horizon 3.
Luca's like late. Is she on delay or what? Is she on dial-up?
I think she's just sleeping.
Laying on top of a bunk bed.
It's ironic. It's funny because I do have a bunk bed. So
how the heck? How the heck? How in the heck do you even get to the top?
Bunk bed with her brother?
Could somebody give me a boost? I got to get up on this bunk bed.
No,
I'm on the bottom bunk because it's scary to be up there because I'm only 4'11". So.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Pick you up and kick you like a football. PUBG in talks with Sony to bring that game across. People kind of freaking out about this. Keep in mind that talks are just talks at the moment, while at the same time, according to Windows Central, Microsoft are talking to PUBG to extend its exclusivity. This is kind of interesting, right? Anybody?
Yeah, they're trying to lock it down or lock it down longer. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we all knew it was gonna be 6 months to a year. So I
figured a year.
Sony trying to jump onto the PUBG wagon is not a surprise. Of course, they want it on their console. I mean, why wouldn't they? It's taken the PC world by storm. They're like breaking records.
Well, according to Sony guys now, Fortnite Battle Royale is better than PUBG anyway. So.
Do you think this was a reaction to that?
It's kind of crazy because they figured they're like, well, we got Fortnite PUBG Battle Royale now, so it's better. It's really weird.
This kind of ties in with a question we got this week, and it's at Dadverse _YT. He wants to know about this, and he was wondering, is their money better spent somewhere else other than just trying to get an exclusive deal with PUBG, extending that anyway?
No,
the game's huge.
Yeah, Microsoft drives on the multiplayer market, so of course they're going to try to get it.
But there is a problem when it comes to Fortnite and their mode right now, their whole battle royale, because right now that's getting a lot of steam, both on PC and on console. So, I don't know if that's going to put a hit on PUBG at all. What do you guys think?
No, PUBG's a freight train right now, and there ain't nothing stopping it.
PUBG.
I do see the numbers of Fortnite going way up just because it's free. I mean, these have probably come preloaded on in pawn shop Xbox Ones and PS4s.
Yeah, so as you heard Tin Can all day say is something about a pawn shop. I don't fucking know. I can't hear him. So, yeah, guys, Fonz, can you give us a question, bro? We got plenty of questions this week, and I'd like to maybe jump into a few of those before we jump into the rest of the topics.
Okay, so Michael Johnson wants to know, would playing a game on an external hard drive slow down the load times on the X?
Dealer, that's you.
I would say yeah, because you're bottlenecked by USB 3.0. So maybe even if you got an SSD external, right? The SSD still got to send all that data from that hard drive that's outside your Xbox into the Xbox through your USB port, which only has so much bandwidth. So, of course, any game you play the most, you probably want to install it in the internal of the Xbox One X. It's going to be a 7,200 RPM drive connected directly to SATA, and you should be good to go there. We'll see. We'll know more in the future.
Yeah, I've been telling my friends if they have a external, to put like their back compat games and stuff on the external and save the current games on the main drive. So, who said PUBG?
I don't know. I'd have to go against you, dealer, because I played, obviously with a few people that are playing on the X, and they're still loading really, really fast. So
no, yeah, they're going to load faster no matter what. I'm just saying though, if you keep the data on the internal instead of doing an external initially, you're probably going to be a little faster on the X than if you used an external hard drive. But either one's going to be quicker than whatever you're using on the current Xbox One with that slow CPU and limited RAM. You know,
either way, it's going to be faster than the current Xbox.
Oh yes, of course.
Well, we were just speaking on PUBG, and Lethal Papa wants to know, how long do you think the exclusive deal to Xbox is going to be, guys?
I'd go on a limb and say a year.
Yeah, somebody said, what's the point of 3 months or 6 months? Just go the full year.
Yeah, you need to do the year. There's no point, and even then, it's debatable. Papa, if you're in the comments, bro, let us know what you think the length would be. Go ahead, Fonz. Carry us into the next one here.
Okay, Old Gaming Demon wants to know. He wants to know about Fable. Do we think that Fable's ever going to make its, debuted? Is it going to ever
the
come?
Inevitable return? Definitely.
You think
Studio Gobo.
When do you think that's?
I'd say the next 2 years.
Papa says 1 year for fucking PUBG.
Yeah. Well, for Fable, you think that'll actually come up south?
Yeah, I'd say within the next 2 years.
Yeah, they might even tease it next year.
If they tease it next year, that means it's coming out the following year. So
hopefully, yeah. We got any other good questions before we move on? Give the people what they want here.
Yeah, it's me. Danny P wants to know bacon or sausage.
Man, why choose, bro?
Sausage.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew Lucas would say sausage.
Oh my god.
Also, shout out to It's Me, Danny P. He got me Cuphead. Your real G brother. Thank you.
That's cool.
Wow. Man, Danny P, what's going on, bro? Where's my
all this Cuphead love? I love it.
Dealer, you haven't cracked Cuphead yet. You haven't.
I know, man. I haven't. Like I said, Forza's just so good. I haven't booted it up yet. I don't feel like
you know what? I haven't either, though. So you can't say nothing.
I heard Colt in the background playing it, kicking the shit out of some random. Fucking got so mad he kicked his dog. So I'm not gonna boot it up yet.
When you're playing a good game, it is like for me, it is tough to get off of the game and try something different.
How are you liking it, Fonz?
Oh, dude, I'm loving it, man. The game is awesome. Honestly,
right on.
Tell us about Red Dead Redemption.
Hey.
Okay, well,
go watch my video on Red Dead Redemption, the original. It's I love that game.
You want to hear Fonz cry? Watch that in his Destiny review. Woo! So much passion. We're going to talk about PS4 Pro. It's getting a new model, kind of a reiteration. According to Gaming Bolt's title, is a little crazy. PS4 Pro gets new upgrade. Well, it's kind of an upgrade, but not really. It's just kind of cheaper internals, something to talk about. Honestly, PS4 Pro, they're just trying to make it cheaper. And this all leads to that rumored PS4 Pro Slim or a second iteration where they're going to cut down on that price. And hopefully that comes with a price decrease. So, I don't know. Anybody in here got a Pro? I got a Pro. Anyone else?
I got a Pro.
I'm waiting till God of War before I buy one.
I lovingly call it the resolution box because it gives me that extra bump in resolution, and that's about fucking it.
That's about it. Yeah. That's why I'm about to throw mine like a Frisbee through the window.
No, you need
it. Throw it to me then.
Yeah.
I'll catch it like Jerry Rice, baby.
Oh, shit. What the fuck was that?
Somebody just died.
Someone's mic got dead.
Somebody fucking fell off a cliff.
Where'd all day go?
All day.
Probably him.
I'm right here. I screamed, I got it.
It's garbage time.
Oh, I thought he fell into that can of Pringles.
Honestly, I like the Pro. I like the Pro because it gives me the best representation of the games for Sony anyway. That's about it, though. I mean, it's nothing really to write home.
You don't need one. I mean, let's just cut to the point. You don't need one if you got to choose.
You don't need an X either.
Well, an X is going to deliver much more than a Pro. There's no debate.
Well, because you're getting 720p garbage most of the time.
Well, it's not 720p garbage. There's less than 10 AAA 720p games on the console. It's not 720p garbage. It's just the fact that you're getting better load times, you're getting more assets, you're getting more effects, you're getting better resolution. Everything's better.
Wow.
The Pro will do up to 4K. It'll do 1800p and all that, but it won't even capture your game footage higher than 1080p. Whoa.
No, and it doesn't capture 1080p 60 either. It captures 1080 30. It'll stream 1080p 60.
No. You can get 60 frames captured, can't you?
I can't get 60 frames captured. It only does 30. It'll stream 60 is all that I'm seeing. But hey, maybe there's a fucking secret option. I don't know. But anyways,
rapid fudge pack math or something.
Yep, rapid fudge.
What the fuck?
Math.
Whoa, who turned left when they should have went right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was Luca.
Yeah, it was Luca. This show's a little hectic, guys. Bear with us. We're kind of getting back into the grind here.
Luca was the one that fell off the top of the bunk bed just now.
So Xbox One X still sold out. Last time I checked. Kind of crazy. Everyone in here got theirs, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
South, what do you think about this? Still sold out after all this time. Two different big ass shipments apparently.
I want to know the numbers now. Now I'm curious about the numbers because it's sold out everywhere. You know, the additional Scorpio sold out within hours, and now the second batch for the regular version is sold out. I want to hear some numbers.
It's still sold out. You can still get it at Best Buy, Walmart, and Newegg.
But still, I want to know some numbers because you gotta think.
I can't get any of my Walmart.
At least 2 million they're producing for the holidays.
You should know that, South. I mean, you're rubbing elbows, and then we got Colt here that should know. He works for Microsoft.
Hold on, I gotta go clock in.
He's Spencer's foot massage.
God damn.
So yeah, still sold out on Amazon and stuff. Pretty impressive to me. The Pro didn't stay sold out like this, so I'm just hey, I think it's doing well, guys. I don't know what else to say.
It's nothing but good news.
He's asking where is it sold out? Everywhere. That's where
well, lots of places.
Most places, like little sites like Newegg, that's a PC site. I'm not surprised. Walmart, Colt said Walmart, but my Walmart, I can't get one there. Amazon sold out, so I mean it's doing well. Mike Yabar confirms that the dashboard is done changing for a little while. Holy shit! We need a round of applause
for 6 months at least.
Okay.
Yeah, until the spring update.
But we gotta call it out. The party chat is complete trash, guys. What is going on with party chat?
Who knows? When you get 7 or more people in the party, you're like, okay, we're headed for trouble.
And there's always anytime I get in a party with somebody in the preview program too, that party always fails.
All day.
Yep.
Like last night.
Every single party.
Fuck you.
Wow, we heard that loud and clear.
Every party all day's in, it always goes to shit, and he's in the preview
It's pretty
program.
bad, yeah.
He got his nose out of sour cream and onion,
Hey man, do you want me to start attacking you?
Damn.
I was in a party the other night with nobody from the preview program at all, and it was just kicking people left and right. People couldn't hear certain people, and nobody was in the preview program. I don't know what's going on with the party chats.
It's been like that off and on forever. Even on 360.
They should be better regardless, but the preview program does not help.
That's unacceptable. It should not be like that. You shouldn't just say, "Oh yeah, well, it happens sometimes." No.
I've heard that's not a problem on PlayStation. So I mean, they've got that figured out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you only get 3 motherfuckers in a party maximum there because nobody uses their fucking mic.
I've been in a party with 10 guys over there. It does not cut out like that.
That sounds like a fun party, man.
People aren't getting thrown out. So there is a serious problem with their party chat system, and it's a big part of Xbox Live, guys. Party chat is one of the big reasons why
it's the backbone, really.
So without it working right, I mean, people got to get serious about it. And even though we're an Xbox-centric podcast, we've got to, point it out and say, hey, things need to be fixed here, guys. This is not good.
Unfortunately, it's our responsibility to send a quick feedback, and tell them it's not working. I never want to do that because when I get off party chat, I've got other things to do. But
I'll tell you though, it's known to the higher ups. They know that the party chat isn't up to snuff. They
fix itself.
We actually joke about it, like, I wonder who we can complain about this to. It's kinda, everybody chuckles. It's like
your bar is like.
Wow, I don't know. I don't talk to you, Bar. You got to talk to Rand about that. But no,
I'd like to ask you, Bar, what happened to those dedicated servers for Party Chat because that was announced 2 years ago, and they're not happening apparently. So that would fix all of these issues, just so everyone knows. But yeah, he did say that the dashboard's done evolving for a little bit. I think people were complaining because they spend 8 months changing everything they just changed 8 months ago. And I think with this new update that people are getting, I'm hearing a lot of good feedback now. They're going to stick with that for a little bit. So, I mean,
I think he said the changes will be like minor tweaks, but that's about it.
Yeah, just like evolutionary.
Right.
Yeah, well, hopefully they focus on the party chat. That
should be the main shebang, bro.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. We got to give another shout out to everybody watching us live. Please hit that like button. We appreciate it. Let's try to get up to 400 before the end of the show, which is actually really soon. So let's talk about PSVR. New model PSVR coming out.
Woo!
That does some stuff the old one doesn't for the exact same price. About a year later?
Yeah, just
and
about.
A lot of the people that bought the first batch of PSVRs are pretty pissed off about this. Basically, the new one has HDR capability. The old one does not.
No, it's HDR pass-through, right? It allows
something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I say HDR capability, because you can't pass it through. So, I mean, with the old one, you couldn't do any of that shit. And these people just bought one like a month ago. They're not getting their money back or nothing. They're kind of just fucked.
I'd be pissed.
Why didn't they wait 1 year? Why didn't they wait one more year and release it like after the 2 years it's been out with a wireless version, like everyone else is going to do? Oculus isn't HTC or Oculus is trying to go wireless. And
No. Isn't there built-in headphones on that unit, the new unit?
Possible. I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's like I don't fucking know.
Same.
I don't know why they're still pushing PSVR as hard as they are.
Yeah.
Say what, South?
I know petition.
I understand why people are upset, but that's the price they pay for being early adopters. They should have waited.
That's the price you pay.
Well, listen, how many times did we complain, the day one purchaser of Xbox One, and then, 3-4 months later, the price went down $50. A lot of people were complaining about that, or included a game, So, it happens. You're an early adopter, that 6 months to a year, the prices can go down or something new's going to come out. It's just inevitable.
Yeah, I don't have any buyer's remorse on any of these consoles. I don't. So I don't know if others feel that way, but I really don't. I mean, the Pro is what it is. The Xbox One is what it is, and we all knew it. I mean, come on, it's not a big deal.
Does this entice you to buy a PSVR now?
No, of course not. PSVR, I can't even use it anyway. I can't use it. I get dizzy and sick on that shit. I can't.
Falls over and shit.
I can't do it. I've
starts going to convulsions and swallowing his tongue.
I've tried it. I can't use it.
Well, that sucks for anybody who bought the first PSVR. But of course, as Lucas said, you kind of get that kind of. But that is kind of weird. That's like the Pro coming out. It's the same price. And then a year later, we got HDR support now.
You can't do that a year later. That's a dick move to anybody.
A year later, yeah, it's a little crazy.
No matter what we're talking about, that's just not a cool move to people.
So I don't know.
People are complaining that the X is coming out when, the next Xbox could be coming in 3 years. Like, are you kidding me? But it's been 4 years. It's totally different.
I'm getting questions about the cell phone model because Digital Foundry references for some reason. Microsoft going the cell phone route, and I'm like, well, Sony are the ones who started doing the iterative upgrades to the consoles, right? They did it last year, 3 years. Microsoft waited 4, gave you more of an actual upgrade, and it's more like kind of like a new console in terms of the visuals and stuff you're going to expect. You're going to notice a big difference, right?
And there's no obligation because it's all compatible. You don't have to buy it.
It's not a cell phone model because you're waiting 4 years. It'll be about a 4-year cycle every time now. That's not bad to me, especially when everything's backwards and forwards compatible.
I like it because it's all, like you just said, it's all back compatible and everything. Pretty much Xbox One brand will never die in that in that sense. You're going to keep having the same games, just better options as you get better systems. So people can keep their, originals and these new ones coming out and have better visuals and stuff.
And this is the part where people say, well, the S is going to hold back the Scorpio 2. And I'm thinking, well, your GT fucking 740 isn't holding back my GTX 1080.
Exactly.
Same code, API and scalar options.
I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a tech guy, dealer. But here's the question I get asked a lot about this because I've been arguing the last couple of days on this business model from some Sony guys. And I've been telling them it's a great thing and everything. And they tell me that. They say, well, it's going to be held back. And I said, how so? The PC doesn't hold it back. They're playing the same games essentially. And they've got a lot better fucking visuals.
And there's a lot more variety.
Dealer, and this is what I have for you. They ask me this. They say, well, what if they change the CPU? Isn't that going to be held back because they're using a different CPU? I don't think.
Well, is your CPU held back when you have an i7 and somebody's running an FX 8350? No, you still get those frames. You still get that capability. And if it doesn't work on your old CPU, you scale it down just like the developers will on the older consoles.
It doesn't matter because by the time the new Xbox comes out, it'll be 5, maybe 6 years. And you probably need to upgrade anyway. I mean, if you have a gaming PC, how often would you need to do an upgrade? Like, before you could keep playing like the next Battlefield, right?
It depends on what GPU you get in the first place. You spend $600 on a 1080, it's going to be several years before you need to upgrade, a lot of years. So, yeah, once again, Fonzarelli, you're right, and there's way more variation in PC hardware, motherboards, hard drive, CPU, GPU, RAM, everything, and all of them consume different amounts of power. They're made by different manufacturers, and it all just works thanks to the developers, their APIs. They're very used to this kind of stuff, and if something doesn't work on the S, they'll scale it back.
I've got a little rant about the PS4 Pro though. Something to talk about here. You know, with the PS4 Pro and Sony saying they're not going to have no more new iterations of consoles, they're just going to basically have new generations. They're not going to come out with upgrades anymore. That pretty much tells me, the way I look at the Pro, it pretty much confirmed that they made the Pro for PSVR. Am I right? I mean, come on.
I don't think so because
half and half.
Most people don't use the Pro for the VR. And I think they knew that when they made the comment that they were bringing it out to keep people from going back to PC. I think that was Andrew House that said that, actually. I mean, it makes sense. They want it, but the problem is it's just resolution, as we said before.
That's the thing. They've made no steps to making it really an upgraded console other than it upgrading the PSVR dramatically in some games. It looks a hell of a lot better with the PSVR than it does on the base hardware. And with the regular games and stuff that everybody plays on the PS4, yes, you just get a resolution bump to the Pro, but that's it. I mean, there's nothing really there telling me that they were being 100% honest when they presented.
Fonz, I think that what happened in 2016 or right before 2016, that Microsoft and Sony were like high noon ready to pull their gun out of their holster. And I think that Sony pulled real fast with that Pro, and they wanted to get that thing out of the gate before Microsoft came out with whatever their hardware upgrade that Phil Spencer was talking about in 2015. And that's what they did. That's what you got, was the PS4 Pro. Microsoft sat back and was patient and got ridiculed for not bringing anything to the table until now. But look at the difference.
No, I think it does. But I think at the time, if you really think about it, at the time when the Pro was being launched, they were talking about VR. VR was a very big thing at the time. Like, that was being pushed. We had the Vive. We had all kinds of different headsets and stuff coming out at the time. So I think Sony really did push this system for that, but they had to push it to the masses. And so, of course, they used a buzzword like 4K. And everybody knows that, yes, there's like 10 games that are in 4K on, true 4K on the Pro, but they're not really, they're arcade titles.
They're sports games and stuff like that.
So, do you guys think the VR has lost its luster and is kind of like...
Yeah, 2015.
For now.
Like the 3D thing. Do you think it's kind of just, it's going away?
The PSVR sold like 100,000 units that first holiday, and it's finally picking up. I think they've sold up to 1 million PSVRs in a year. I mean, that's kind of a lot.
I mean, I think a lot of people look at it. It's a cool option, but it's not something you need. You know what I mean?
I think they've realized that most gamers just don't want to put something on their head to play games.
Hey, chat, what do you guys think? You think PS Pro was made just to really push VR and to get the most or get more of that VR headset? One, if you think that. Two, if you think maybe it was just in addition, something else they could do with the console. Already getting some ones. And two, if you're watching this on demand, be sure and catch us live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Join the chat and have a good time. And for those watching now, please hit that like button. We appreciate it. We do this show for you guys. A lot of topics, a lot of good discussion. A real show for real gamers on both sides of the fence, really, if you think about it. Just honesty in general. And really, I'm going to talk about, and somebody just mentioned 8.4 T-flops. A developer did come out and say, that's not going to change anything for the GPU on the Pro. And it's not going to close the gap, just like I said, with the X. Even if they were the same power, the X still has more RAM, and that's in an imaginary world where the Pro was even close to the X. So it's just, you're not going to see these things on the Pro that you're going to see in the X. That's basic common sense. Anybody see Linus Tech Tips tear down the Xbox One X where they tore it down, rebuilt it, or whatever? They kind of put it together like a little PC. It was pretty cool.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I missed it. I mean, I seen it on my timeline, but I was just passing through, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it.
I don't like listening to that Weasley guy.
I know.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with Linus, and I like Linus. It wasn't Linus; it was the other guy that kind of was there early on. He was there doing it, but it was cool to see how easily it was, how easy it was to put that thing together, snap it together.
It's like 8 pieces.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, and he was going over some of the little nuances, like the silicon kind of, how do you say that? The hard drive vibration was kind of mitigated by these little pieces of silicon they had in the case. I mean, little stuff like that keeps the system running very consistently, along with the Hovis method.
Microsoft has a special floating room for acoustics treatment to test the sound of the fans and everything on these consoles to get that acoustics profile down as low as possible.
Seriously, that's one thing I noticed, because I did try Forza 7 on the PC just to kind of get an idea of what the X version was going to look like, because, of course, they confirmed the X is running ultra settings with EQAA, just an AMD-specific anti-aliasing. But other than that, it's ultra settings, 4K textures on the X. I was like, I want to see this, check it out in 4K. And, you know, yeah, it looks great. The game is not nearly as consistent on PC as it is on Xbox. I'm telling you that right now. That's why I only played it one night on the PC. The rest I've been playing on the Xbox because it's just a great experience on the base Xbox One S. Looks phenomenal, and I didn't feel the urge to go back to the PC version because the Xbox version is just more consistent, man. I'm telling you.
What kind of problems did you have?
The glitches that I had a glitch where the shadows were kind of bugging out. I had another glitch where the road disappeared. This is all on PC. Aside from one, I had another glitch where the arrow, when I put it on a front splitter and canard, I go to put it on, it doesn't show it being applied, but it's on there. And you got to go to the paint booth or some other place to restart the game, and it'll show up. And that glitch was on Xbox one time. I heard a buddy tell me about that. But in terms of the PC version, yeah, it's kind of glitchy, and it's one of those things where they got to get that stuff in order if they're trying to improve UWP's reputation and their own store's reputation.
Yeah, the weird part is the menu is like really the menu and interface when you're in between races will like halt for several seconds. It'll stutter down to 3 frames per second. Like it just feels like it's ready just to die on you. And I'm like, well, the races are pretty good. I see a few hitches here and there, but it's just something that they'll figure out with optimization. They'll patch it in for PC, because you have to remember, I mean, PC, it's a gigantic, wide variety of configurations that they have to cater to.
This is Turn 10's first real PC game, and it's a big one. It's
full one.
I would say it's the biggest real racer on PC, honestly. 700 plus cars, all upgradable, paintable, a big story, diverse multiplayer, great physics. You know, this is probably the biggest PC racing game there's ever been, really, when you think about it. Just the content, what you can do, because every car can be upgraded in so many different ways. It's all simulated very well. So I think, you know, provided they did this with UWP, it's a little kind of shaky there, but they should definitely have it doing a little better.
Yeah, but, you know, right now, both you and Colt are getting the side eye from PC guys. You know that.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm just an honest motherfucker that has both, and if they can't accept that, then that's
a video of somebody playing Forza 7 with, you know, like lowered specs and everything on his computer, and he was playing at 60 frames 4K, saying, see, I could do it on my system and it's not really big or whatever. And I'm just like,
I didn't see that. I saw a guy that ran it on a 1050 Ti with a Pentium, and he said, I tried to launch the game at 4K and it just never-ending loading screen, and it would never run.
I mean, that's the recommended for 1080-60 on PC, and just so you know, I think that's around 2.5 T-flops, maybe a little more, 1050 Ti, maybe around 3. And that's 1080-60 recommended settings for Forza 7. And you know, with that game being in the state it's in, it's not unplayable. I was playing it perfectly in race. But it is kind of glitchy and stuff, watching the little cutscenes and stuff. You got a couple problems here and there. But
in racing,
people can play on a 1050 Ti to an Xbox One X. You're absolutely insane, and you do not know anything about PC hardware. Just don't do it. The GPU on the X will destroy the 1050 Ti every time. But anyways, guys, that's been our time. We appreciate you guys showing up to the podcast on the internet. It's a little bit dead today, but we do appreciate it nonetheless. Please hit that like button, show your support, retweet it, do what you can to get the message out there about the podcast. We do appreciate it. Patreon guests, we'll have the first one on this month towards the end of the month. And, of course, the Patreon rewards are going to start rolling out here in the next week. It's going to be a good time at game streams and more. I want to start with the outros. Cole Eastwood, bro, what have you been up to? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Colt Eastwood on YouTube, and find me at Colt Eastwood on Twitter, where I'm talking about gaming all the time. So if you just want to ask me questions or just talk gaming, I'm right there.
Yeah, you literally are on Twitter 24/7. He holds true to that. Luca, what have you been up to?
Not much. You guys can find me at the Ash and Luca on Twitter, and you can also find me on Speak Podcast at Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on X Blue Rendezvous channel. So had a good time tonight, guys, and appreciate everyone in the chat. We love you guys, and we're happy that you came to watch.
And no stalkers.
No stalkers.
Yeah, no
Unless
stalkers.
you got bunk beds, then it's okay.
Unless you make money, then hit me up.
He's correct. Southbound, how you been?
Tired, brother. Tired, man. I haven't had a chance to play all the games. You know, Forza, Cuphead. You know, I just been working my ass off, and you know, obviously the couple days I did have off, I went to the launch parties of both games. So I mean, it was a cool trade off. But yeah, I've been working a lot, and you know, hopefully I'll get into some Cuphead this evening, or even Forza tonight. We'll see. Whatever is. If I don't get too frustrated with Cuphead, then I'll jump to Forza. You know what I mean? So we'll see what's up. But other than that, you can hit me up on Xbox Live. The gamer tag is South, or you hit me up on Twitter, Southbound110.
All day, Pringle Master.
Yeah, you guys can find me at All Day Digital on Twitter. You can find me there. I'll be taking questions about Mr. OLED. That's what they call me now.
You gonna call inside and all that again?
No. You can find me on Twitter, allday_digital, Xbox Live, All Day Digital. And that was a good show. See you guys next week.
Fonzarelli.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter and here on YouTube at jfonzarelli. So check me out, guys.
All right, and of course, I'm pretty sure I got everyone right. I'm bugging right now. I'm ready to go play some Forza.
Oh, and for those of you out there with the new feature of game gifting, hey, if you want to gift a game, Fonzarelli on Xbox.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Give him Destiny again.
Yeah, or herpes. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Follow me at dealer_game if you don't now. If you want your question read live on the air for next week's show. Doing a giveaway here soon on Twitter. I'll probably announce that tomorrow. And of course, we're doing Patreon game giveaways as well. Follow me on Xbox Live at II_dealer_II. And of course, subscribe for more content. Gearing up for more content here soon on the channel. We do appreciate your support. Thanks for it. And we're out.
Peace.